The most valuable clue Erhart gave before she disappeared.
If she did what she said she was doing, she should have made it to another island.
Amelia Erhart for White Castle.
It's been almost 87 years, but till date, no one knows what happened to Amelia Erhart. She was not just a pilot, she was the first woman in the world to cross the ocean alone. And then, one day, she disappeared into the sky. No plane was found, no body, nothing. People assumed that perhaps she fell into the ocean, and the matter was over. But was it really over? For years, scientists, historians, and search teams were trying to solve this mystery. Now, in 2025, when both technology and research have reached new heights, some evidence has been found that can change everyone's perspective. It is being said that Amelia's plane did not crash, but she landed on a deserted island named Nikumaroro. And perhaps there, all alone, like an outcast, she died. But this is not the whole story. Some reports and testimonies also say that she was imprisoned, and perhaps her death was not an accident, but a conspiracy. Was the government really hiding something? Did everyone already know that Amelia was alive? In this video, we will show you all the secrets that were buried till now. And believe me, this story is not just history. It is a suspense thriller, which will shake you to the core. If you love exploring hidden truths and forgotten mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon, because the real story is just getting started. The mystery begins. Amelia Erhart. The name conjures up an image of a brave woman in a shiny flying jacket, dreaming of soaring high in the sky. She was not just America's first female pilot, but an icon who showed millions that any dream could be achieved if you had the will to do so. In the 1930s, when women were mostly confined to domestic roles, Amelia did the unthinkable. She flew alone, broke records, and traveled routes that are still unheard of today. But her most famous flight was one she took in 1937. And that's when history's biggest aerial mystery began. On July 2nd, 1937, Amelia was flying over the Pacific Ocean with her navigator, Fred Noonan. Their goal was to complete a flight around the world, on the longest route possible. But then, suddenly, the radio signal stopped. No last call, no debris, no body. It was as if the sky swallowed her up. 87 years have passed since then, but we still don't know what happened to Amelia that day. Did her plane crash? Did she land somewhere and survive? Or was there a conspiracy, a truth that was suppressed? Her story still fascinates because it's not just an accident. It's a mystery, an unfinished story, which has not been solved. Every year, new evidence, new theories emerge, but no one has the definitive truth yet. Perhaps now is the time to unravel the layers of that disappearance. Amelia's mission and last flight, Amelia's dream, was to fly around the world. She wanted to prove that women can do everything that men have been doing, even more. For this journey, he chose a twin-engine aircraft named Lockheed Electra 10E. It was the most modern and reliable aircraft of that time. His companion was Fred Noonan, an excellent navigator and expert map reader. On May 20th, 1937, he started his flight from California. It was a world tour: America, South America, Africa, India, Southeast Asia, and then back via the Pacific route. He had to travel more than 35,000 kilometers, which was a big challenge in itself, especially according to the technology of that time. Everything was going well. But when he went on his last big flight, things started to change. On July 2nd, he took off from Norfolk Island, and the target was Howland Island, a small island in the Pacific Ocean. The U.S. Coast Guard ship Itasca, was stationed there to help him. But then something happened that changed the whole story. Amelia and Fred tried to contact the Itasca by radio, but their signal was weak and choppy. They kept saying they couldn't see the island and that their fuel was running out. The last message was, "We are on the line, 157-337. We are running north and south." Then, total silence. No more calls, no signals, no sign of the ship. The Itasca tried to find them, but found nothing. The U.S. government launched the largest search mission. Naval ships, planes, and even local boats. But all failed. The most astonishing thing about the entire mission was that despite such a massive search operation, no debris, no parts, or even a body was found. A plane this big, and 2 people, and both completely missing? This is where the theories begin. Did it crash? Did it land somewhere else? Or is there a third story that's been kept hidden from everyone? The mystery is about to unravel, because the information that's been revealed now may shock you. First theory, crash and sink hypothesis. The most common and first theory that came up regarding Amelia Earhart's disappearance was the crash and sink theory. That is, her plane could not reach Howland Island, and after running out of fuel, it crashed directly into the Pacific Ocean. This theory became popular because, technically, it seems to be the most straightforward thing. In the last radio calls, Amelia was repeatedly saying that she could not see Howland Island, and the fuel was running out fast. After the last message, her signal disappeared forever. At that time, the U.S. Coast Guard ship USS Itasca was stationed near Howland Island, and it immediately started a search operation. After that, America conducted the largest air and sea search operation in the entire history. Thousands of miles of sea were searched, but neither a plane, nor a body, nor any debris was found. Now the question arises, if the plane really fell into the sea, then why was nothing found even after such a big search? This is where the flaws in this theory are visible. First thing, the depth of the sea and strong current. In the area where she disappeared, the sea is thousands of feet deep and the currents are very strong. Even if the plane went down, it would have gone far away with the current. Second thing, the technology of that time. In 1937, there were no things like accurate GPS, satellite imaging, or sonar. The search was based only on guesswork and radio triangling. But despite all this, in all these years when modern technology has come, why has not a single concrete evidence been found till now? Neither any part of the plane, nor the black box, nor bones. This is the question that weakens this theory. And from here the second theory is born. Did Amelia's plane land somewhere? Was she alive? Now begins the next story, the Nikumaroro Island theory. Nikumaroro theory, the story of a lonely death. The strongest and most surprising theory that came to light after the crash and sink theory is the Nikumaroro theory. This theory says that Amelia Earhart's plane did not fall into the ocean, but made an emergency landing on a deserted, desolate island called Nikumaroro. Nikumaroro, formerly known as Gardner Island, is located in the Central Pacific Ocean. This island is not far from Howland Island, about 350 miles away. This was the time when Amelia's radio signal became weak, and she said that they were unable to find the landing site. Now, this theory got strengthened when an American organization, TIGHAR, the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, started research on this island. The TIGHAR team found some evidence here that was surprising. Some human bones, which were reported by a British officer in 1940. A piece of a woman's shoe, matching the shoes Amelia was wearing. A cosmetic cream can, which was only used for women's makeup at that time. a piece of aluminum-like metal from a plane, which resembled the Lockheed Electra. The most shocking thing is that when British colony officers found bones there in 1940, they were sent to Fiji. But later, those bones disappeared. The report of that time said that the bones belonged to a man. But modern forensic experts said that the analysis of that report was wrong. Those bones were probably of a woman, who was from Western countries. And this profile matches Amelia. According to this theory, Amelia and Fred may have managed to land the plane on Nikumaroro. But there was neither food nor water there. Maybe the radio was also not working. Perhaps she sent out several signals for help, but none arrived. And then she died there, alone, on a deserted island. Imagine, the most famous woman in the world, whose pictures were in every newspaper, ultimately died in a place where no one was there to even mention her name. But the question is, if all this is true, then why has no one been able to prove it completely till date? Or, the truth is something else, and we have only been told an incomplete truth till now. New technology and the discovery of 2025, for 87 years, the mystery of Amelia Earhart remained just a story, a disappearance blurred by time. But now, in 2025, technology has begun to clear that fog. We now have tools we never had before. And with their help, researchers have come much closer to the truth, the one the world has been waiting to know for decades. First, let's talk about ground-penetrating radar, GPR, a technology that scans the surface below the ground without digging. Tigar and other research teams used it on the island of Nikumaroro and detected metal structures buried at some depth, whose size and shape matched parts of the Lockheed Electra. Then came AI-powered image analysis. Satellite images and old black-and-white photos were analyzed with new AI technology. A photo showed an aluminum-like object near the island, which is being linked to the debris of the crash. Metal detection equipment gave signals there that are not found on a normal coral island. In particular, traces of certain aluminum alloys used in the Electra aircraft have been found. Not only this, in early 2025, a robotic drone submarine scanned the sea, which showed the possibility of a structure like the plane on the sea floor. Although full confirmation has not been done yet, scientists say that the signals found are extremely promising. Scientists and researchers say that this is the first time that technology has brought us so close. A leading expert said, "If these clues prove to be correct, then we are about to read the last chapter of Amelia's story." Now the question is not only where did she go? The question is, did we keep ignoring the truth for so many years? Second theory, imprisonment by Japan. After the Nikumaroro theory, the most popular and controversial theory is the theory of imprisonment by Japan. According to this theory, Amelia Earhart's plane had landed in Japanese-controlled areas, especially the Marshall Islands, due to technical problems. These islands were under Japanese military occupation at that time, and U.S. entry was completely banned there. Some experts and local witnesses believe that Amelia and Fred Noonan made an emergency landing on a small island there. But after that, the Japanese army captured them, considering them to be spies. This theory got the biggest strength when an old black-and-white photo surfaced, which was probably taken after 1937. In it, a woman is seen who looks like Amelia, short hair, wearing pants and shirt. A man is also seen near her, who appears to be Fred Noonan. And a Japanese ship is also clearly visible in the picture, which is pulling their plane with a crane. This photo was recovered from the U.S. National Archives, and many media houses reported on it. Some people claimed that this is solid proof that Amelia was alive, but had reached the wrong place. In addition, some local witnesses have also said that they saw a fair-skinned female pilot in captivity. Some said that she was in jail. Some said that she was kept in a camp. However, these statements could not be officially confirmed. The most complicated layer of this theory is the political tension between the United States and Japan at that time. In 1937, relations between Japan and the U.S. were tense. Some people believe that even if the U.S. came to know that Amelia was alive and in the custody of Japan, they still kept quiet so that the situation does not worsen. But today the question is, was an international heroine sacrificed just in the game of politics? Did Amelia become a victim of an international conspiracy, not an accident? Was the government hiding something? Amelia Earhart's disappearance does not seem to be just an accident. As time passed, another question became more pressing in people's minds. Did the U.S. government know about Amelia's real location, but deliberately hid everything? The biggest basis behind this theory are those confidential documents, which remained classified for decades. That is, the government did not make them public, and when people tried to obtain them, it was repeatedly said, "Information cannot be given under national security." Now the question is, if Amelia was just a victim of a crash, then why were her files kept hidden for so many years? According to some reports, the U.S. military and intelligence agencies had received clues about Amelia's possible location, especially if she had landed in Japanese territory. But at that time there was already tension between the U.S. and Japan, and the atmosphere of war was building up. In such a situation, if the U.S. had openly admitted that one of its famous pilots was trapped in the enemy country's border, it could have caused an earthquake in international politics. It is possible that the government suppressed this entire matter to avoid political and military losses. Not only this, during the search operations, limited information was given to the press many times. Some reports were blacked out, and the search teams that were sent often had to work on incomplete information. Some searchers also believe that the U.S. deliberately did not search in some areas because they already knew that Amelia was not there, or maybe there was a little more truth hidden there. There are many ifs and maybes in this theory, but one thing is clear. While on one hand people were busy searching for Amelia, on the other hand there was someone who was hiding the truth. Now this mystery has become not just the secret of Amelia, but the secret of a government silence. And this is what makes it even more scary. Local witnesses and matching statements. The most interesting layer of any mystery is revealed when testimonies come from places that were near the scene. In the case of Amelia Earhart's disappearance, there are many local witnesses who claim to have seen Amelia alive, and these claims came from not just one or two, but several islands. In the Marshall Islands, which were under Japanese occupation at the time, local residents reported in interviews years later that they saw a white woman and a man landing on the island around 1937. They said they were both tired, injured, and their language was completely different from the local people. An old fisherman said, "We saw them on a boat. They were not like us. Some Japanese soldiers took them with them." Similarly, some former residents of the island of Saipan also said in interviews that they saw a woman in prison who spoke English and was constantly taken away for interrogation. Some said she was very thin, had short hair, and looked tired all the time. These statements were documented by journalists and researchers in the 1950s to 70s. Recordings, transcripts, and handwritten notes of the interviews still exist in some archives. While some say these memories can change over time, when multiple witnesses say the same thing, and that too from different places, it is not easy to ignore it. It is also interesting that these testimonies were never thoroughly investigated at the government level. They were either considered rumors or deliberately suppressed. Now the question is, were these witnesses the closest to the truth? Did people see Amelia, but we did not believe them? When more truth is buried in the memories of common people than in the pages of history, then perhaps we need to look for answers from where no one has paid attention till now. What seems to be the most convincing theory so far? So the question is, which is the most convincing theory of Amelia Earhart's disappearance? Did she crash land on Nikumaroro Island and die alone, or was she trapped in Japanese territory and captured? In terms of evidence, the Nikumaroro theory has solid things to back it up, like the bones found there, a piece of a woman's shoe, aluminum sheets, and metal detection signals found near the island. Apart from this, new clues from modern technologies like AI and GPR also strengthen this theory. But on the other hand, the theory of capture by Japan also has things that cannot be ignored, like similar statements from local witnesses, a suspicious black and white photo showing people looking like Amelia and Fred, and government documents that were hidden for decades. It is also possible that both the theories are half-truths. Is it possible that Amelia first landed on an island like Nikumaroro, and then somehow ended up in Japanese territory, or was she brought there? Or could the one we found on Nikumaroro be someone else's, and the real story was suppressed in the Japanese camps? No single theory has been proven 100% yet. But what seems clear is this: Amelia's story is not just about flight and disappearance, but a larger mystery that involves politics, technology, conspiracy, and human error. And that's probably what keeps the story alive after so many years. Conclusion and questions from the audience. So do we now have the answer to Amelia Earhart's disappearance? For 87 years, this question has hung in the air. So many theories have emerged. Some said she drowned in the ocean. Some said she died alone on a desert island. And some claimed she was captured by the Japanese army. Now we have advanced technology, testimonies, and the experience of explorers. But still, we don't have a firm, clear answer. So does this mean Amelia's secret will always remain a secret? Maybe yes, and maybe no. The Nikumaroro theory gave us evidence: bones, belongings, metal fragments. The Japanese captivity theory gave us witnesses, photos, statements, and stories from the buried pages of history. And now, new technologies are slowly beginning to touch questions that humans could not reach before. But one question remains: can Amelia's soul rest in peace? Did we give her name, her fight, and her sacrifice the respect they deserve? Or did we leave her story as just another unsolved mystery? And now we want to ask you this question. What do you think? Did Amelia land on a deserted island and die waiting for help? Did she become a prisoner of the Japanese army and fall victim to a conspiracy? Or was it all hidden behind a big political curtain? Comment below and let us know which theory you believe to be true. Crash and sink, Nikumaroro, Japanese captivity, or something else? Your opinion may help uncover the next truth of this story.